Welcome back, Patriots. Welcome back to Sons of Liberty 1773. This is indeed where men and women from around the world gather in defense of liberty. I'm your host, Bill Bailey, who will be channeling the patriotism of America's founding fathers. America's founding fathers were truly luminaries, the most brilliant people at that time on planet Earth, and they were assembled by divine intervention, I believe, to give birth to this great nation. In 1722, when Ben Franklin was only 16 years old, folks, he wrote in Silence Do Good number 8, Silence Do Good being his pen name, "Without freedom of thought, there can be no such thing as wisdom, and no such thing as public liberty without freedom of speech, which is the right of every man, as far as by it he does not hurt or control the right of another, and this is the only check it ought to suffer, and the only bounds it ought to know. The sacred privilege is so essential to free governments that the security of poverty and the freedom of speech always go together. And in those wretched countries where a man cannot call his tongue his own, he can scarce call anything else his own. Whoever would overthrow the liberty of a nation must begin by subduing the freeness of speech, a thing terrible to public traitors." And we're seeing it in America, aren't we? But that was in 1722, written by 16-year-old Ben Franklin. How many 16-year-olds have you ever met that could write something like that would have that thought, that righteousness, that moral compass to put something like that on paper? Just incredible. And we know where this led to, right? The First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or of the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances, which is what happened on January 6th. And they're being persecuted for it by the tyrants. This is the Orwellian nightmare that we're living in, happening now. Chuck Callisto, bombshell report, Department of Justice targeted those who supported Trump on Twitter, ordered review of Trump's Twitter activity, including accounts that he liked, followed, or retweeted his post. Justice Department lawyers have disclosed details linked to their search warrant targeting Donald Trump's Twitter account. These documents show that prosecutors amassed an extensive array of data concerning the ex-president's online interactions, encompassing details of every account that liked, followed, or retweeted his post. You know how many man hours this would take? They want a list, the brown shirts, of every America First patriot in this country, over 100 million Americans. And we know what happens if we progress further down the communist road, right? Not good. But we're going to take our country back and we're going to put an end to this nightmare. I have some stories pulled up. Let me share them real quick. And make sure you guys can see these because I always need to make sure I do this right here. There you go. They're coming at this over at the Gateway Pundit, by the way. They're coming after you. Biden's DOJ targets Trump supporters on Twitter, demands list of all users who retweeted, liked, or mentioned President Trump's Twitter account. Political hitman Jack Smith ordered Twitter X to turn over information on President Trump's popular Twitter account during his continued fishing expedition into President Trump. Jack Smith, he's a real piece of work, isn't he? And the Biden DOJ also demanded information on all Twitter X users who retweeted President Trump, liked President Trump's tweets, or mentioned President Trump's account in their tweets. Merrick Garland is going to target all of the Trump supporters in their continued witch hunt against President Donald Trump. This is for sure what tyranny looks like. The lawless DOJ released the highly redacted order to Twitter earlier this week. And then we've got this short video I want to share from Laura Ingraham. Listen to this, folks. Get my phones here.
Activist judge who greenlighted Jack Smith's request to compile data on Trump supporters. The story on her gets worse and worse. Judge Beryl Howell, who spearheaded the judiciary's response to January 6th, reportedly warned in a speech last night that the country is creeping toward authoritarianism. According to Politico, she said January 6th was based on the big lie, sounds like MSNBC, and quoted a Boston College historian who said big lies are springboards for authoritarians. Now, how can President Trump expect to receive a fair trial here? Of course he can't. And why should this rank partisan be allowed to oversee any aspect of any case involving anyone in Trump world? So what are the remedies here for Trump and others? Joining me now, Fox News contributor Saul Weisenberg, former deputy independent counsel, and Mike Davis, founder and president of the Article 3 Project. Now, Mike, let's start with you. To be fair, this is nothing new for Judge Howell. She has a history of using charged language when speaking about January 6th. She once referred to the protest as about the most fascistic thing she'd ever seen, and saying it was more like a mob that was like the Nazis and the fascists that day. Mike, what's the recourse for the Trump team here?
Yeah, that's a very good question. She is a highly partisan actor. She's an Obama judge. She used to work as a Democrat staffer on the Senate Judiciary Committee for the chairman, Patrick Leahy. She was a former federal prosecutor with Loretta Lynch and Andrew Weissman. She co-authored a legal paper with Andrew Weissman from the Mueller probe. She supervised the Mueller probe. She's been the harshest sentencer of January 6th defendants. She even pressured the DOJ to sentence them more harshly. She seized a congressman's phone, which was overturned by the D.C. Circuit. She made Trump's attorneys turn over attorney-client privilege records and didn't give them time to appeal before she made them turn them over. And now she's going after Twitter with an illegal warrant with Jack Smith to get all these records that the government is not entitled to have. She is a left-wing activist.
Absolutely. And then this, folks, just breaking. An appeals court reinstates gag order that barred Trump from maligning court staff in New York fraud trial. But it's okay for the judges to trash Trump, right? And the judge's wife, this Engoron, he's really a piece of work. So Trump will have to appeal this now to the New York Supreme Court. And if he doesn't get justice there, he needs to go to the federal Supreme Court. The trial judge, Engoron, which is a sham court case. He's a lying piece of crap. He purposely gave false numbers on Trump's values and then said Trump didn't give the correct value of his properties, inflated them, and is trying to take everything from Trump. He's just a low-life scumbag piece of crap. But he said now he plans to enforce the gag order rigorously and vigorously. Historic times we're living in, my friends. I'm just thinking of all the time and effort they're spending to categorize and figure out the 100 million plus America First supporters, how much energy and time that is consuming of our intelligence community. Wasting. We are the least threat. We're a big threat to the Marxist, communist, and true fascists that are destroying our country. But we're the least threat to our republic, to our constitutional republic. I always say they're a threat to democracy. Well, we're a democratic republic. We're not a democracy. I hate it even when I hear Republicans play into that. Say, we've got to, protect our democracy. No, we're a representative republic. Remember Franklin said a republic if you can keep it. So while they're spending all this time and effort coming after MAGA, the real enemies are coming across the border and they're amongst us now, right? Chinese nationals running a biolab in California. How many of those are around here? Not good, but anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Please subscribe. Check mark the bell to get all subscription and share these videos, and we'll grow this channel together. Thanks, folks. Sons of Liberty out. See you guys.